Okay, big week for Social Security benefits. This week, actually tomorrow as of filming this video, the Social Security Administration, is supposed to announce exactly what the COLA increase is going to be for 2023. And now the average increase is expected to be about $1,700 per year based off of the average monthly payment that most seniors receive. So let's jump into it, guys. We're also going to have a quick update on Medicare, how that premium payment is going to affect your benefits as well. So if the COLA has already been announced, stick around. We're going to have some updates on Medicare as well. Before we jump into it, guys, as always, like and subscribe if you like this content. Also, if you want to support my work and get free stocks, completely free money, click the link in the comments or the description. It's our partner Webull. You can buy and sell stocks, but even if you just deposit 1 penny, you will get multiple free stocks valued up to $3,000 each. So you might get lucky. Go ahead and click that link if you want to support our work. Now, this Thursday, October 13th, that date might have passed as of when you're watching this video, but let's quickly talk about what we expect to happen. Now, the CPI report is going to come out and we're going to get the official inflation data for September, and we expect the administration to also announce what the COLA is going to be as well. Now, the reason they typically wait until the CPI data comes out is because they're going to use that CPI data from July, August, and September, so Q3 2022, they're going to take those 3 inflation reports and use that to figure out what the COLA is going to be for next year. They take the 3 reports from July, August, and September, they add them together, divide them by 3, and that's what the COLA is going to be for 2023. Now, the expectation, right? We'll see what happens. But the expectation is that inflation is still going to be hovering around 8%, and then COLA is going to average out and come out to somewhere between 8 to 8.7%, right? So that date might have passed. Let me know in the comments if you guys already found out what COLA is going to be. It's looking like it's probably going to be somewhere around 8.5. Now that's going to work out to an average increase of somewhere around $140 per month for the average person, which comes out to about $1,700 per year. Now again, we're going to have to wait for that official number. As of watching this video, you might have already found out that number. Now quickly, I want to point out that the reason we need bigger COLAs, obviously, is because Social Security benefits has lost 30% of its buying power since the year 2000, right? And if you've been on benefits since then, or even the last 5-10 years, you already know that it's really hard to keep up with inflation. And one of the main reasons is the way COLA is calculated, right? It's really calculated for the average person who's at working age. And this puts a higher weight on things like gas. People tend to commute to work and spend a large percentage of their income on gas. Now, seniors don't tend to drive as much because they're usually not working. And seniors tend to spend more of their money on housing and healthcare, right? Now, over the last 20 years, healthcare inflation has been so much higher than general inflation, but it's weighted less, right? Healthcare expenses are weighted less in the CPI formula, which means it's weighted less when it comes to calculating COLA. Now, because of this, at least this is one of the main reasons, Social Security benefits has lost its purchasing power by 30% in the last 20 years, right? And this is why I've talked about on my channel for years that if they really want to do the right thing for seniors, they should do a 10% COLA for at least 5 to 10 years. And 5 to 10 years from now would have a 50 to 100% increase in benefits, which would not only make up for this 30% loss in buying power, but it would also give them some additional buying power to keep up with the inflation that we currently have going on, right? And I mean, if we look at last year, COLA came in, I believe, at about 5.9 for 2022. But since then, all year, we've had inflation higher than that, right? I think it peaked at 9.1, the highest inflation rate we had, but we've been in the 8s pretty much all year. So with seniors getting that 5.9% COLA, inflation being higher all year, it seems like we're always trailing, right? We're always behind the curve. COLA goes up, but only after inflation's already been higher. And then this year, we'll probably get about an 8.5% COLA. But again, we've been hit with like 8.59% increases all year, while seniors are still working off that 5.9% increase. So giving seniors that little bonus, that 10% COLA for a few years, would potentially help make up for that, right? But quickly, let's talk about Medicare. Now, obviously, we know last year Medicare had a massive premium boost, about 14%. Now they're actually going to have a 3% drop in premiums to kind of try and help make up for that, right? Basically, Medicare admitted that they increased the premiums too much. Now they're going to scale back and drop it by 3%. So you're actually going to be able to keep more of your Social Security benefit, right? More of that monthly payment you get, and less of it is going to go to Medicare, which is different, right? Usually your benefits go up, but then more of it goes to Medicare. And depending how your other benefits work out, like EBT and things like that, you might actually net negative. But basically, that should not be an issue this year, right? But really quickly, I wanted to go over this article here. And a couple things I wanted to point out is in the set up until the 1970s, right? COLA had to be approved by Congress, right? So now we have this automatic increase, but before, Congress literally had to vote to increase benefits every single year. Sometimes it would take years, right? We know how the government works. Things that should take a few months can take a few years. And now we have this system, or at least we've had it for the last 50 years, where it's automatically increased every single year, right? So it kind of took the political game out of this annual COLA increase. Now, if they can just tweak that, right? Change the formula, maybe use that CPIE to take more into account healthcare expenditures, maybe that's going to help put COLA in a better place. But guys, let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. Now, as of making this video, we're expecting inflation probably to come in at about 8.5%. Then we're expecting the COLA increase to be somewhere around 8.5% as well. But we're going to have to wait and see what the readings actually come to. Now, a couple more things I wanted to point out. Even if we get an 8.5% COLA increase, this is going to be the biggest COLA since 1981. Now, if we look back, seniors have only gotten bigger increases than this twice previously in history, right? One was in 1980 when the benefit was increased by 14.3%, and the other one was in 1979 when it increased by 9.9%. So if we look back at inflation, obviously, inflation was even worse back then, but it always tends to trail, right? Inflation comes in at 10%, then you get that COLA increase after the fact, and seniors are always behind. This is one of the reasons why Chuck Schumer and other Democrats previously proposed doing that $200 per month. Remember that $200 per month boost for 2 years for seniors to help them deal with increased healthcare costs, help them deal with the pandemic, help them deal with basically the economic hardship that the entire country was dealing with, right? That never came to fruition. Now, if you watch my previous videos, you've seen that President Biden, ahead of these midterm elections, has been calling out Republicans, saying that if you vote for Republicans in the midterms and they take control of either the House or the Senate, you're basically voting to put Social Security benefits back on the chopping block. There's been a couple proposals where Republicans basically want to reassess benefits, Medicare and Social Security benefits, potentially yearly or every 5 years, kind of taking it back to that system how it was before in the 70s, where they would vote to either increase benefits, decrease benefits, increase taxes, the payroll tax, or decrease the payroll tax, basically putting these benefits back on the chopping block. Guys, let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. Obviously, we know President Biden has made a lot of promises when it comes to benefits specifically, seniors, Medicare. Basically, most of those promises have not been kept, right? We do have the Inflation Reduction Act, which is going to cap the monthly cost of insulin at $35. That's going to come into effect in 2023. But that $2,000 per year out-of-pocket max when it comes to medications on Medicare, that's not going to come into effect until 2025, right? So we still have a couple years where seniors could potentially be spending a lot more money on healthcare than they will in the future once the Inflation Reduction Act is fully implemented. But with that said, folks, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if you found out what your increase for COLA in 2023 is going to be. Don't forget to subscribe. I will keep you posted when it comes to everything happening when it comes to Social Security benefits, what's happening in the news as well, and basically anything that relates to Social Security, Medicare, and senior benefits as well. So guys, thank you so much for watching. And again, don't forget to click the link, get those free stocks, and I'll see you on the next one.